beautiful souls. Welcome back to this week's edition of the You Unlimited podcast. I am so grateful that you're here, that you're magnetized into this specific episode, because I always set the intention, magnetize in those that are most meant to hear this message. So if you're here, there's a golden nugget for you here. So I'm really excited for that to come to the surface and for you to get some clarity on how to really spend the remainder of this year, 2025, and then how to really amplify what you're stepping into in 2026. So I wanted to keep this message today very simple so that you'd actually move forward with doing it. Because sometimes we'll be like the 9-step process or even the 3-step process, and that can feel kind of overwhelming. So I wanted to really kind of like cull this down into just 2 very simple steps that are going to allow you to step into this next level version of self. So I guess you could say really it's going to be three steps, but the important thing is the 3rd step is really just about actioning what you just pulled together. So I'm very excited to dig into this today because I think this is going to be really powerful. It's going to set you up for success moving into, again, this 2026 year. But we don't want to wait to think about 2026 until 2026. We want to actually start to amplify the energy now, leading into now December, and how we can really action all of the beautiful energy that we have amplifying around us. So first and foremost, I want you to really tune in. This is step number 1. What do you envision for next year? Meaning, what are the daydreams? What are the things that excite you most? What feel juiciest in the cells of your body? What would light you up if and when that thing occurred? What is happening? Let yourself really tune into those visions. And I want you to kind of do a vision quest in every area of your life, right? And so it's this idea of, yes, absolutely tune into business, absolutely tune into the financial piece, absolutely tune into the personal side, right? Relationships, family, travel, whatever it is that really lights you up, that you start to notice are the things in your wheelhouse, the things that really excite you the most. Let yourself kind of time travel. Give yourself some time to actually close your eyes or just start to recognize what you're daydreaming about, right? Like, what are those moments where you're like, oh, I see myself on TV. I see myself giving the TED Talk. I see myself bringing my business, doubling my income. I see myself setting up a team, automations, making my life easier, spending less time doing the work and actually increasing what I'm making every single year. What are those things that are starting to come to the surface that really light you up, that are getting you so excited? Maybe it's expanding your family. Maybe it's traveling to Italy. Whatever that is, I want you to start to really tune into this vision quest. What do I see that feels so juicy that I just want to explore? Let yourself go there. And I want you to start to write those things down, the things that are floating to the surface that are so unique to you. This is God having you peer over the edge, right? Peer over where you're at right now and get a glimpse into what God desires to move through you, what you desire to move through you, right? If you think about that beautiful quote from Rumi, it's like, if God is the ocean, I'm not just a single drop of God, I'm the entire ocean in one drop. So what is it that I'm desiring to manifest through me? What is it that feels so incredibly juicy that I just want to co-create with God's source universe and within the cells of my body, the God source universe within me? Knowing this is such a beautiful collaborative experience and your guides and angels are supporting you through this experience, I want you to really play, really play. And this is what starts to bring it closer to you. So that is step number 1. I want you to play in all areas of your life and notice which ones light you up the most. Write those down, right? Whatever it is, wherever the vision takes you, there's a reason why you're being taken in that direction. So let yourself go there. And then what I want you to do, step number 2, is about really tuning into the energetic blueprint for each of these things. So let's do the example of, let's say, your wealth, like the wealth area, the financial area of life. You want to double your income. I want you to think about what is an energetic blueprint or an alter ego of some kind, an example of someone in my life or multiple people in my life that are doing that the way that I want to do it, right? It's not just about the outcome. This is number 1. We're not just like, oh, that person's making X, Y, Z. Therefore, that's my energetic blueprint that I want to start leaning into. It is more about How did they build it? Did they build it in the way that I desire to build it? Are they living the life that I desire to live? So let's say you want to double your income and do half of the work, right? Meaning, what I mean by half the work is you've got automation, systems, optimization that's doing the work for you on the back end. You've set up beautiful systems potentially. That's one way to do it, where you're able to then say, I'm taking my foot off the gas pedal a little bit. I don't have to be 100% present to make the money every single time. And yet my business is still scaling. So, who is a person, an example of someone that is making the amount of money that I desire and is doing it the way that I desire? And I want you to write that person's name down or the people's name down. Like sometimes it's not just one person, it's multiple people that kind of correlate into that. Maybe it's a future version of you. And I want you to start to tune into their energetic blueprint. How did they do it differently? What would they say yes to? What would they say no to? Things of that nature. And I want you to just start to say, who are those people that are doing that the way that I want to do it? So that's step number 2, right? Step number 3 is now in every area of life where you're starting to amplify and step into the seeds that you've planted. I want you to really tune in and say, okay, as I am consciously and subconsciously moving towards the thing that I desire, I will now tune into the energetic blueprint of the person that is doing it the way that I desire for them to do it, that has the results that I desire to receive. And I will start to tap into their energy and notice what within me gets to amplify, meaning what gets to be turned up and what gets to be turned down. And what I mean by that is, let's say you're wanting to double your income, right? We're going to continue on with this example just for ease. So if we're wanting to double the income, you've picked this now alter ego that you want to tune into. This person has built the business the way that you desire. You admire the way that she's done it. Things of that nature. You're tuning in. When things happen, I want you to tune into that person's energy. So for instance, if something happens where something happens and it quote unquote feels like it's in your favor, right? Let's say something's happening and you receive a test, you receive some sort of a lesson, something goes haywire. I actually want you to tune into your alter ego or the energetic blueprint that you've now written down underneath that goal. And I want you to say, how would she or he handle it? What would they do? Would they lose their mind? Or would they come up with a creative solution? Would they reach out to people that have been through this before? Would they get resourceful? What would they do that would be different that I can actually start to dial up within myself so that I actually break through this micro test or macro test a lot faster? Right? And then, so that's one way. So when we're digging into, I'm building this feels so good. I'm so excited. Let's say let's do the example of the TED Talk. Like in 2026, I desire to do the TED Talk. I feel so good about it. So there's a person that's done a TED Talk. You love the way that she did it, the way that it turned out. You feel so connected to her energy and the way that she, shared her message on stage. So now we're going to tune into her energy. Let's say you are in connection with someone who's doing a TED Talk, right? Or someone who can put you on the stage and it falls through. So instead of, let's say, an old version of you would be like, okay, I guess I'm just not meant to do the thing. I guess I'm not meant to have the TED Talk. Okay, I guess, let's say old version of you might fall into victimhood. They might say, well, I guess it's just not meant for me, give up on their goal altogether. This is where we're rewriting our own energetic blueprint by tuning into the frequency of people that have already done it and what they did to persevere through those moments, those tests that were actually getting them to the thing that they desire most. So instead of leaning into the old energetic blueprint that is us, now we're going to start to tune in and say, okay, how would she have handled it? She would say, it's this or something better. I know that in the cells of my body. If I have the vision in my mind's eye that I'm supposed to be on that stage, that I'm supposed to be impacting millions with my message, then this might not be the stage for me. Maybe it's another TEDx stage that feels even more aligned. I'm trusting God, source, universe, that the stage and the timing that I'm meant to step onto that stage will undoubtedly align. I know it within the cells of my body. She's going to handle that moment, quote unquote, of rejection by having such deep levels of trust and faith within the cells of her body by saying, no worries. I know that this is meant to happen, and I'm positive that whatever stage that is that I step onto is going to be this. Or she might ask questions instead of just being like, okay, sure, yeah, no worries. She might actually handle the conversation differently and say, I'd love to actually explore why it's not working out. Share with me more. Let's get curious with one another. Because no is kind of an opportunity to say, let's actually open the dialogue a little bit. Can you share with me more about maybe why that's occurring? Amazing. Actually, I'd like to provide a little bit of clarity then, because what I'm hearing you say is this, but it's actually this. So I'd love to actually talk about that. And maybe that opens the door back up, right? So this is the importance of having these beautiful energetic blueprints that allow us to really tune in and say, what are the things that I can now do differently that will amplify me into that energy now? So a lot of times people say, fake it till you make it. For me, that felt a little broad. That felt a little bit like, I don't even know what to do with that. But when I tune into like the people that I admire, that are building the thing that I desire, that have built the thing that I desire in the way that I desire, now I can tune into that energetic frequency and say, what would she do in this situation? Who would she hire in this situation? What questions would she ask? What would she dial down? Victimhood, right? She'd dial up the healing, the resilience. She would, all of these things, right? So it's going to happen on both ends of the spectrum where things are going to be going your way. And then an old version of you might be like, oh, I'm going to sabotage this. It's too much. Like, I can't, I have a fear of success. Maybe old version of you. How would she handle it? That energetic blueprint, that alter ego that you've called into the goal. And what would she do in this instance now? Right? Instead of saying, okay, I'm going to sabotage the success, she's going to go all in. She's going to trust that this is exactly what was meant to unfold. She's going to calm her nervous system as things are going well. She's going to let herself know that it's safe for things to go well, which is exactly what we do in the 7-figure shift. So that exercise, that wealth activation, that beautiful embodiment, nervous system regulation exercise, if you haven't downloaded the 7-figure shift, definitely drop down into the show notes and get that one, because that is a really powerful exercise that allows you to tap into the frequency of what it is that you desire, kind of exactly what we're talking about, but have you feel safe and normalize what success feels like. So if you haven't done that yet, I 10 out of 10 recommend it. It's just like a very quick exercise that under 15 minutes. The first time you watch it, it's about 15 minutes, but once you know how to do it, you could do it in like 3 minutes. That is a powerful, powerful exercise that is going to normalize what success feels like in the cells of your body. So it's actually going to normalize you stepping into the energetic blueprint and you stepping into that alter ego. So it actually works beautifully hand in hand. So the third step in all of this is now you're making decisions, exactly as I've talked about, from the alter ego, from the energetic blueprint. So step number 1, get really clear on what feels so juicy. What in your mind's eye feels so juicy to lean into? Step number 2, who is someone that you admire that has that thing already? Someone, or who are the people, maybe there's more than one, that have the thing that you desire and are doing it the way that you desire. That is so important. It's not just about they've got the outcome, because maybe they did it through burnout. And there's a version of you that's like, I want to be a parent too. I want balance. I don't just want the money. I want to have time freedom. I want autonomy. I want to be able to say yes and no to the things I desire, which also means I don't want to be working 60 hours a week, right? So really tune into the both and. And then number 3 is make decisions and move from that energetic blueprint by dialing up within yourself what you witness in another. So you might witness confidence in this area from that person, right? Now I'm going to dial up my own confidence, and we can only witness within other people what we already have within ourselves. So if I'm witnessing within someone else and I'm recognizing, wow, that person's really confident, I would have no frame of reference if I did not have confidence within the cells of my body. I would have no frame of reference. So sometimes people think, oh, I admire them. I'm putting them on a pedestal. I wish I could be more like. You would not be able to know what that was like if you didn't already have that expression within the cells of your body. If you didn't already know what happiness looked like, you wouldn't know what happiness looked like in another. So you already know that you have that within the cells of your body. So these energetic blueprints and alter egos are allowing you to amplify the energy that's already within yourself so that you can get closer and faster and collapse those timelines into the things that you desire most, because it is all about the energy that aligns us with the thing that we desire most. So that is step number three. It's actually actioning the alter ego and the energetic blueprint within yourself. Because it is undoubtedly a part of you, because you're witnessing outside of yourself what is already within yourself. It is a mirror for what you desire to amplify or turn down. So, beautiful soul, I hope that this was supportive. I'm so excited for you to step into this beautiful vision quest along with these energetic blueprints that really allow you to step into this next level version of self starting now. So the goal is spend the next month to really get crystal clear on what that looks like. You don't need to wait until 2026 to start actioning this. Action it now, get the momentum, start to get those reps in, because undoubtedly we'll have moments where we wobble. And then 2026 is going to be off to such a powerful, strong start. So with that, I am sending you so much light and love. I am so grateful for you gifting your most precious resource, your time, in this beautiful space. And until next time. Mwah.